Happy Black Friday, and it's the 312th day of the year, and yeah, very cool, very cool. 312 comes to the emergency broadcast system. The emergency broadcast system comes to 312. So it's day 312 from Trump's presidency. It's the actual 300 and it's the 322nd day of the year, 322, interestingly enough. No, sorry, it's not, is it? It's the 332nd day of the year. But it's day 312 of the year for President Trump's presidency. The emergency broadcast system, 312. Hey folks, how you all doing? And thank you, Angela Castle, for your PayPal yesterday from Minnesota. So promised to give you a shout out. And someone else is giving a shout out there. Sounds like a drag strip. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Those that enjoyed the Harvest Festival holiday of Thanksgiving, and wherever you may be in the world, hope you had a wonderful Thursday, whatever it was for you. 312, the emergency broadcast system. For new viewers, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. I mentioned this yesterday, and a bunch of you got them. So I've got some things here prepared for you. So Tangem 61 miracle. I said dollar yesterday. Dollar is 62. So a Tangem would be $62. But miracle 62 Tangem. A miracle $62. Dollars plural is 81. Tiffany. But Tangem. So here you go, folks. I'm going to show you. There you go. So this is one of the Tangem card sets that they've got. This is the spring one, they call it. So you've got a kind of rose pink, kind of ready coloured card. You've got the blue one. There you go. Looks a little purpley as well, kind of a dark blue. And then a yellow golden one. So that's that set. It comes in a beautiful box. There you go. It comes in a beautiful box. See that Tangem? There you go. And it's a very elegant piece of kit. So it's your physical, actual crypto card. So it's your physical wallet, and you just literally just tap that on your phone. You enter your PIN, and then you get access to your wallet. And no one else can do that other than yourself. So it's a really good piece of kit, and the beauty of it right now is because it's Black Friday, so you've got my code. If you click the link below, it's the top one in the description, you get 10% off automatically with myself, with Tom Numbers. And then because it's Black Friday, you get an additional 20% off. I think I said $20 or $10, vice versa yesterday. It's 10% off, and then 20% off. So you get 30% off. Plus, you get some Bitcoin sent to you for free as well. And then you can turn that into something like XRP or XLM or XTC or however you want to do it. But it's a beautiful piece of kit. So you can get them as gifts for family members. But if you're new to crypto or even existing in crypto, they're just a really beautiful, elegant way to do the crypto. So I'm a fan. It just simplifies it for you. You might have different pieces of crypto all over the place, but this allows you to have it all in one place, and these are your keys. The cards are your keys. And so a really good way to do it is you keep one with you, and then the other one, or other two, you keep those in safe places, maybe in a safe or a vault, or with a trusted family member, maybe in another physical location. So it's triple protected because you've got the 3 cards. So you would want to keep those, I would recommend, in different locations. I'm able to have these ones here because this is for me demonstrating it to you. So, but when you actually get them and use them as a wallet, then that's what you want to do. You can also get the black ones. You get 3 black ones. There's stealth ones. There's different colors as well, but they're really beautiful pieces of kit, and you can get them in wherever you are: UK, US, Canada, Australia, South Africa, mainland Europe, South America, Asia, wherever you are, you can get them. And they're based out of Slovenia, so Melania's territory. But yeah, so a bunch of you got those, and because of the Black Friday right now, they've got that offer. You don't even have to enter any code. You just click my link below, and you'll see it's such a clever system. It will say 20% off because of Black Friday, and then another additional 10% off because of Tom numbers, and it will come up with 30% off for you. And yeah, it's really good. So crypto 97, beautiful through 97. Kennedy is 97. So that's what it is, folks. That's what it is. And if someone's new to crypto and they've not been sure how to do it, Tangem's a really great way. So it takes you through how to use it. And because you've got a physical piece, a physical key, it makes it real, it makes it tangible for you. And it's something that you can cherish and look after. But it's beautiful. It's almost like a gift set box. So it's really a lovely gift for you personally, and or for family members. So have a look at it. But Tangem do a really great job. So what's happening right now with crypto? It's gone up slightly today. Maybe that's because of the holidays. Who knows? Because they move the prices. But in the back of all of this, there's still the Epstein issue, which will probably drag Bitcoin. So when you get your Bitcoin with Tangem, because they give you some free Bitcoin, I think it's either $5 or $10. I think I might have seen $10. Might be $10 right now for the Black Friday promo. So they'll put that into your wallet, and then you can just exchange it. You can keep it if you want, but it's likely that it will drop very significantly in price. So it's probably advisable, if you get $5 or $10 worth of Bitcoin with your purchase for free with your Tangem wallet, you might want to exchange it into XRP or XLM or XTC, HBAR, some of the other ISO coins, and then they will in the long run go up in value compared to Bitcoin. So that's what you will want to do. So but they take care of you really well with Tangem. So and also because of Black Friday, people are getting their halos, their scalers. Where's mine? I think I've left it at home, actually. I usually have it on me. Have I put it in the car? No. But anyway, you know what the halo is. And people are getting those, so you can get a great offer on that as well. We have 88 in the chat right now, which is Trump. So it's confirming the truth of what I'm telling you. And 36 thumbs up. 36 is real. So real Trump. There you go. There you go. 36 actually is the atomic number for platinum, because it's PT. Sorry, not the atomic number. The atomic symbol for platinum, PT. That's 36. Makes me think of PT 109, Kennedy's boat. And even got, is it PT Barnum for The Greatest Showman? The Greatest Showman is 221. Who's the Greatest Showman? 221 is 1,000 Years of Peace. I did bump into Hugh Jackman once, actually. He was tall, although he doesn't always look that tall on show, but he was tall. And kind of, he had a leather jacket on, so he was kind of Wolverine-ish. But I think the history of Hugh won't probably prove kindly. I've seen some things with that. But another one, if you're in the UK, you'll see that Simon Cowell is being put front and centre, talking about how he's stayed young, but he cleans his blood. So that's pointing towards some things. And it's Simon Cowell 2.0, 3.0, doesn't look like him. But the UK looks like they're going to get some disclosure on that with Simon. And that's gone to 89, which is virus. So there you go. But yeah, Simon Cowell. I bumped into him once in London, and he's very small. He's about 5 foot tall. Maybe not literally 5 foot, but he looked like he was 5 foot tall. Yeah, he was very tiny. Very tiny. I don't even know if he was wearing flats or heels. I'm not sure. But he was very small. Very small. 92. We're up to 92, which is numbers, which is Black Friday. So black is 29, Diana, on AUG. And then Friday 63, which is the reference for JFK. Happened on a Friday, 63. And it happened in 1963. We're now on 93, which is Bushnell, which is Flotus. And then 43. Wife 43, Flotus, there you go. Hey Starfire, happy holidays. Hey Rebecca. Has anything come out of the White House in the last day or so? People were saying President Trump's in Mar-a-Lago. Probably is for the holidays. Little big man syndrome is a real thing. It is, isn't it? Yeah, bless them. It must be quite a challenge, actually, I guess, in this world. I remember growing up and people like, oh, if you're 6 foot, then you're tall. And so I was like, yeah, I'm that. But there's even, there's people taller than me now. Nutrition, next generation, But back in the day when I was growing up, it was like, 5'10" was kind of a decent height. If you got to 6 foot or 6.5, then you were good height. So I got to a good height. But there are the new generation, some of them are way taller, Look at Trump is hilarious, yeah. And Zelensky. Zelensky's probably about 5'2". I remember that I had a friend from Sweden, Katrina, and there was a guy that we were trying to, she kind of liked me, but I kind of more of his friend, sort of sister. But she's cool, and we had a mutual friend. I won't embarrass him, but he's pretty small. He's probably about 5. He's probably about 5'4", really, but he looks about 5'2". And we would say to her, "What about him? Why didn't you go out with him?" And she would just basically say he's too small. So really, I didn't realise it was such a thing for women. But I've seen it. Like, if guys are shorter than them, it's not usually a good thing. Although you do get some guys. I mean, there are some anomalies. I had another friend who was small, but he was very good-looking, fit, athletic, popular, good dancer, quite acrobatic, could do backflips and also. But he was small. But he kind of got away with it. So he'd have been like kind of pop star size, So people liked him from that perspective. But he was small. He's still small. But the guys that maybe aren't as charismatic and they're small, it's a hard deal. Pop star size, there you go. Pop star size. Talking of size, I've said this before, so Keanu Reeves, when you see him on the films, he looks tall, doesn't he? He doesn't look small. But he was a lot smaller in person than I thought. But because of his proportions, he's quite slender. It's like Ryan Giggs, the footballer for Man United. He's not particularly tall. He looks taller on TV because he's so slender. But he's shorter than you would think. The ones that always seem to be a bit of an anomaly in the reverse direction are tennis players. I've noticed tennis players are always taller than you would first anticipate on the TV. Not all. I mean, I know Pat Cash. Pat's a good height. But others, when I've first encountered tennis players, they're always a lot taller than you first would think. Whereas other sports, football, usually footballers are smaller than you would think. Like David Beckham is smaller than you would think. He's a bit broader than Ryan Giggs, but Ryan Giggs looks taller because he's so narrow, because he's so slight. And Keanu Reeves is kind of in that category, but he's a lot smaller. Like, bless him, people like Taron Egerton in Elton John and Kingsman, he's really small. But he was cool. He nodded at me. we were in a packed, like behind the TV's green room, the stage, or behind the stage of the TV studio, and it was a packed corridor of people. And for some reason, Taron Egerton spotted me and gave me a nod. Kingsmen, Kings 41 TSB, and that was before the numbers came out. So we're on 125 now, which is the numbers. You see, dark to light, time travel. You see how it works, folks. You see how it works. But yeah, Taron Egerton, he was cool. He said hello, and he's in the film Kingsman with Michael Gambon, who I knew. Michael was all right. Michael was a decent height for a bloke. He was old. He stooped over when I knew him. He was an older gentleman, but he was a decent size. But yeah, a lot of these guys are a lot smaller. I'm sure if I met Tom Cruise in person, maybe 2.0, 3.0, I'm sure he would look really small. The funny thing is, though, they quite often show it in films. They quite often get a really tall girl with all these little guys. The one that plays Princess Diana from Elizabeth Debicki, she's apparently 6'3". So in the film Tenet, all the guys were a lot smaller than her, but she was really tall. And they didn't really seem to kind of try and change that when they were filming it. But 6'3", so maybe that was the other thing. That might, you know what, as I'm saying, I think I thought this a while ago, but I'd forgotten it. But as I'm talking about it, so 6'3" comes to 63. 63 comes to the word Paris, you see, and that is where Diana was. So that's probably why it's declared that Zabrecki is 6'3", and she's wearing heels as well in the film. So, hey, lots of love to Australia. There you go. But yeah, it is an interesting one. Yeah, it's a funny one. Yeah. You know what was strange last night? So I got in quite late. I was watching a film and then just had another one in the background. There was this film called, what was it called? Viking something. Kind of like a B movie. Not like really well known. But my friend had made these AI images of me a few months ago. And she did one of me as a Viking. I don't know if I posted it. I might have posted it. I think I might have done. Anyway, it was pretty cool. It was me kind of like as a Viking gladiator sort of character. But lo and behold, there's this main character in this film that I'd never heard of before, and I hadn't heard of the actor. But he looked like the young Tom Numbers Viking version of me, and I was like, okay. So anyway, it was funny, because we get these things popping up in the timeline, in the Matrix, how things always seem to come back around, sometimes quicker than others. But it looked like the AI version of me as a Viking, as a gladiator type character a few months ago. Looked just like this guy in the film, which was funny. I should do the numbers on his name, on his character name, and I should do them on his actual actor name, and I'm sure we'd have some correlations. I'm sure the numbers would would be accurate. That's it. The numbers, you find, once you see them everywhere, don't you? So when you're traveling, the word travel was 78 Kennedy. The atomic number for platinum is 78. So we got 141 in the chat, which is Tom Numbers, which is Thanksgiving, and 62 is a Tangem, which is a miracle, which is dollar. 62, which is Queen. There you go. There you go, folks. That's a good one. 141. And now we're going to 63. A Queen is 63. Paris comes to 63. Diana 63 was in Paris. Elizabeth Debicki 63, 6'3", and she's in the film Tenet, which now we've gone up to 64. You see, 64, which is a movie. Tenet, Musk, Zion, Jubilee, Gotham, Israel. Yes, she's in hiding. Yeah, Diana's in hiding. Witness protection. I intrinsically figured that out early lockdown, but then the Q-Post 100 specifically talks about Diana. Says Who was Diana fleeing from? Whose assistance did she seek? So it's telling us that she went into witness protection. Moving on up. M people, moving on up, moving on up. Hey, Cheryl. You know an Icelandic Viking called Wolf. Very cool. Very cool. Yes, Baron. Have a look at it, Baron and Diana. Almost like two peas in a pod. The new Batman movie in Liverpool. Is that the one that the Batman with Robert Pattinson from a couple of years ago, or have they got another one being made? Because there's always seems to be a Batman movie being made at some point. So we got 145 in the chat, which is Wonder Woman. And if you look at Wonder Woman's names, you've got Diana Prince, her kind of Clark Kent character, in disguise in front of everyone. Just wear a pair of glasses and they're disguised. But then if you go back to her origins, her kind of mythology world, she's also known as Princess Diana. Wonder Woman is Princess Diana. It's very interesting. Very interesting. And we've got 151 in the chat right now, which comes to Lady Diana Spencer. There you go. And 151 is also Drain the Swamp. So Diana could be a pivotal part. She is behind the scenes a pivotal part, but she could be a public part that helps drain the swamp. Because there will come a time where they will pull that plug. That plug will be pulled. There's also a chance that it could be as early as next week, because they talk about the F1 film. 153 is a Black Swan event, and that's just come up. 68 is Wayne, Baron, Mar-a-Lago market. So will we see something next weekend in regards to the markets? Maybe. 152 Black Swan event. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. But they do give double comms on at the end of the F1 film. They're in Abu Dhabi, and prior to that film, Ruben Cavantes plus Sonny Hayes comes to 312 as well, which is the day of Trump, number of days of Trump in office that we're talking about today. But they do say in that film, you have till the end of the season to pull the plug. The end of the season in that film is the Abu Dhabi race, and to keep our eyes on Abu Dhabi, they have the other film, which is the film Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And the end of that film is about the Abu Dhabi racing. They don't actually have a race per se, but they're in Abu Dhabi, and they catch the criminal. And they have one car which is kind of racing around. It's like a showpiece car, but it has number 17 on it, which is Q. And then the real race in this year, the last race of the season, which looks to be set up to be a classic race, will be in Abu Dhabi on December 7th. And December 7th, some say that that's the original birth date of President Trump if he was born to General Patton. George Patton comes to 143, which is November 5th. So it's remember, the 5th of November. Remember. George Patton, basically. 143 is Paul Bushnell, my cousin. 143 is Melania Trump. 143 is Ground Zero. 143 is the Tesseract. 143 is the President. And 143 is Building 7. Barron has worn t-shirts. He said he's the expert. Expert's 88 Trump. The expert is 121 Golden Jubilee Gotham City, 1.21 gigawatts. But when he's worn t-shirts saying about Building 7. Why would he do that? Apparently, President Trump said that Barron Trump is the king of the internet. The genius behind the scenes, behind the keyboard. Something's coming, folks. Something's coming. I guess right now we're still in the calm before the storm. calm. President Trump says calm could be the calm before the storm. Calm is 29. Diana is 29. Calm before the storm. The word on is 29. It's calm now. Can you feel the calm? Can you hear it's calm? Calm before the storm. Now it's building up again. I'm sure Baron knows many things that we... I'm sure he knows many things. I'm sure he does. I'm sure Baron knows all of it, I would think. Yeah, I would have thought so. Ivanka knows all of it. Hence she activated me in 2015. In all the gin joints in all the world, the maid in Manhattan, the beautiful Ivanka Trump, walks past me. I get the picture. The picture is like a Back to the Future picture. It's frozen in time. And then it made so much sense once we went into 2020 and the numbers descended. But it all happened. Major things happened for major reasons. And quite often they don't necessarily make sense immediately. But the beauty of this, there's a time and a place for the wonderful things to unpack. 159 in the chat is a week to remember. 76 is Thomas. A magic wand, Ripple, 76. A week to remember. 159 is also cloning facility. 159 is also Gustavo Fring, as in the Obama character in Breaking Bad. And if you do Barack Hussein Obama, it is 163, which is Jeffrey Epstein. And you add those together, they come to 322. So Gustavo Fring plus Barack Hussein Obama is 322. Jeffrey Epstein cloning facility is 322. The road that drives past the town here in the UK called Woking, the A road, is the A322. In the film, the F1 film, they talk about the Dutch Grand Prix and how they'll go around the corner at 322 kilometers per hour. But that was said in the Apex GP fictional F1 team, but in reality, in the Woking McLaren race car team headquarters, which is in Woking. And where did Andrew have his pizza? Pizza Express, where he didn't sweat, because clones don't sweat. It was in Woking. So this is how the White Hats tell people the truth in plain sight, you see. This is how they do it. I'm not sure about that. I think David Blaine's taller than Prince myself. I did see David Blaine at the Tower of London when he did his thing there, but I wouldn't say Blaine is Prince. I think he's too tall. But who knows? But I don't think he is. 322 comes to military industrial complex, 322. And what do they do underneath those, underneath the ground? What do they do in those Jeffrey Edward Epstein is not 322. Jeffrey Edward Epstein is 218, which is also John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., 87 Jr. So who knows? Who knows? Yeah, it is. They do that. They show the speeds when they do when they race. You can see the speedometer when you're watching the F1 film. Well, I say F1 film when you're actually watching it on TV, the actual races. Two is the reference to the Skull and Bones. That's basically what it is. And you'll remember Las Vegas, we were looking for codes there, and the thing that popped out of the code machine is that McLaren, who are based in Woking, their two drivers were disqualified from the Vegas race, which has really put the cat amongst the pigeons in terms of Max Verstappen possibly being able to win the F1 race again. You got the connection with Lando Norris. Lando Norris makes me think of Pine, but also makes me think of Lando Calrissian from Star Wars. Star Wars is 119 Redemption, Nikola Tesla, but 119 is also the A word. Think Google Chrome, the word beginning with A. So this is how it works, folks. You see, there's a whole bunch of things go through the conscious search engine, and out pop these things that manifest out the other end. Yeah, something to do with that race. We'll see what happens in Abu Dhabi. We'll see what happens. I mean, death to the triumvirate. Death to the triumvirate is the Q post, which hit last weekend on JFK's anniversary, which was the Vegas race that took place late that night on that day, on the 22nd of November. Those two teams are disqualified. That takes you back to Woking, which is a Skull and Bones location. I know that 100%. We'll see what transpires. We'll see what pops up. We will see what comes up, folks. We're going to see what comes up. Bear with me a second. Excuse me, I'm still here. I'm just doing a... There we go. We're good. We're good. So, we will see what comes. But it might just be a week away. Well, 9 days away. That race. But for some reason, they've pinpointed that as almost like a victory marker with those races. And the interesting thing is, there's an actual physical race taking place. So, we will see what happens, folks. Another one which is interesting, which is why I thought it was going to be as early as October 19th, is the owner of Circuit of the Americas, which comes to The Dark Knight Rises 206, Quantum Physics 206, Paradise, Nevada, Las Vegas 206. The owner, the head CEO or owner, chairman of Circuit of the Americas, where that race took place on October 19th, and then that precipitated the blackout from Amazon Swan, the AWS, that blackout that happened then, started at 11:56, and that's a stamp at the beginning of the F1 film, which Melissa Harper pointed out to me brilliantly. The owner of that is a guy called Bobby. I think his first name is Bobby, but it's Bobby Epstein. So it's interesting how all these things, they all start to pop up, you see. They all start to pop up. It's always slightly different from what we first anticipate, but they dovetail and plait. They braid into one. So, but we'll see. We will see what's coming. So, thank you for your PayPals yesterday. Like I said, Angela in Minnesota, thank you. Anyone that sends a PayPal today, I will thank you personally via PayPal, and I'll thank you in the chat tomorrow, in the show tomorrow. And like I said, if you want to get yourself into crypto, whether you're experienced or a novice, Tangem, the physical crypto wallet, is a really beautiful way to start. And if you click the link below, right now, because it's Black Friday, you'll get 20% off because it's Black Friday automatically, and you'll also get another 10% off on top because of the Tom Numbers code that will link to it. So there you go, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. You take care. God bless. Take care. Oh, bless you too. Thank you.